Oh, give me just a second. I forgot to put my face on the thing, and I know you all want to see that. That is the most important thing. Okay, that's that's better. Let me make me smaller though. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me make sure I have audio and things squared away. I think I'm going to turn myself down just a little bit. And then we'll get into the preview. Nothing has happened yet. No one is on the stage, not even Bob Ciccarello, who I think is the MC at this event. And good news for us, there are only men's divisions today. So they actually took like what most fans are saying and split the women's divisions up into a separate day. So we only have classic physique, men's physique, and open today. We don't have to worry about any type of unnecessary filler. Some of you probably think men's physique is filler. I'm slightly interested, at least at this show, but other than that, that's really the only filler, if you want to call it that. Classic's going to have a decent, probably 3 or 4 way matchup, and then of course open is going to be the show of the year. And even men's physique has 2 Mr. Olympias going at it. So I think this is going to be a very good show. No filler, no holds barred. We can just enjoy the men on screen. But let me check my audio. That's good enough for rock and roll, I suppose. And until these guys get on stage and I can actually provide some screenshots, we can go through a couple of things we have to talk about. Okay, so they have a timer going down. In about 2 minutes, they say they're gonna kick off. And I assume they'll probably start working up, so men's, classic, and then open. And then we'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. The great thing is there's not going to be any bleed over. There's actually going to be a good time in between that. Maybe about 3 hours. If this entire show runs 2 hours, then that'll bring us to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then I'll be back 6 p.m. for finals for these 3 divisions. So of course, subscribe, like the video, stay tuned for the next stream, of course. But I've been counting down the days to this stream. I mean, the days to the show since before the Arnold. It was already starting to cook up to be a good show pre-Arnold, but then Derek jumped in. We already knew Nick was going to do it. Martin jumped in. And then guys to the classic physique division were added. The men's physique is added. This has been tantalizing. This has been edging me the entire time since maybe the winter. Bro, did you really say Kayeki was winning the show? Unfortunately, I did. Maybe we can talk about that first, because based on his update this morning, I think he's gonna place 3rd. That's tough. I thought there's no way. Well, to be fair. Anyways, let me pull up some helpful stuff. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I was like, well, this guy's 6'2", he's got the back, he's got the legs, he's going to be shredded, but it just all doesn't come together. And this is why Terrence Ruffin does so well, because he doesn't have the size. He's shredded, but yeah, he doesn't have he's 5'4", 5'5", and he's the smallest on any stage he walks onto, and that's no insult, that's just a fact. And I was like, okay, well, Josema doesn't have the classic shape, so he can't beat Ruffin. But maybe Kayeki can kind of put all these things together with some good classic shape to do it. He's going to outsize Ruffin. All he needs to do is out-classic him or out-classic him enough. And then we get some updates. Let me see if I can find them. That's good enough. It's just he's coming from men's physique to do classic, and I feel like the legs are overdeveloped. I feel like something happened with the back. I saw one of these updates, and he had one of the cup marks on like one of his lats. His lats are just gone from where they were at men's physique. Like, I'm actually really shocked about what happened. He can still win, but I don't know. I think the front double and other poses look good, but I mean, we'll see him next to Ruffin. Maybe I'll change my tune when I see him next to Ruffin, because Ruffin's always small. I think Terrence is going to be bigger than you think he is. Well, he had an update too, and he is like 10 kilograms up, I think he said. He's been saying that like all prep. So, and I think he dropped one more update. Yeah, this was this morning. And we know he's going to be complete. We know he's going to be shredded. He just needs to look big enough next to Carlos, and I think he's got Josema either way. I know like Josema will beat him on the bodybuilding things. Josema will be bigger. His back is crazy, and Josema shows up shredded. He brings open size with classic conditioning, but he doesn't bring the classic element. I just don't think his physique flows that well, even though I think he's going to do pretty well, and he has done well. He's placed 6th at the Olympia. I just don't think that can continue or that's going to hold up against someone like Ruffin. Josema will always do well, but not well enough to beat someone that's classic AF like Ruffin. But let's see if they started the stream. Oh, they've got some graphic going on. KK over DeBull is wild though. DeBull is not competing. He dropped out. I forget why, but DeBull is actually not competing. Actually, I can pull that up. Maybe I can find it real quick. He would have been like my 2nd or 3rd if he actually was competing. I think DeBull's underrated. He's complete and is always shredded. Yeah. I love competing. I'm the guy that's known as he never stops competing. Never thought in a million years I would pull out of a show, but I've had a lot going on in my personal life. Gay. But anyway, that's the state of the race and classic. I did predict, I'll own it, I did predict Kayaki over Ruffin, because I thought I was going to predict this upset. And then he just, the back is worrying me, but I mean, I think there's, some would say there's a chance. He's going to look classic, he's going to be big, he's going to be shredded. So, but you know, Ruffin just kind of ties it all together and can pose so well. I don't know if the judges will really look at that. I do. I would. But I don't know how much the judges will do that. If Terrence wins this, does he have a chance at winning the Olympia? Yeah. Even though I didn't necessarily think he should have been placing as well as he did. You know, he has 2 Arnold Classic titles as well as 2 runner-up Olympia titles to Chris Bumstead. I don't know if it was the right thing to reward him that much, because like now it's going to be so jarring going from Chris Bumstead, tall, big, aesthetic, to Terrence, who really is just short and aesthetic. No matter how much size he has, he'll always be known as a short guy. And it's going to look that way. So I look for him to have a chance for sure, because the judges have rewarded him for some reason. I don't think that reason is going to disappear. But to have that same physique that's been placing 2nd automatically get moved up to 1st, I don't think it's cut and dry like that. I think there are types of physiques that can always be 2nd, always be 3rd. But those same physiques may not be 1st ever. I know that sounds really weird, and especially in classic. I think guys can skate on pure size and conditioning like a guy like Michael DeBull or Josema will always be doing very well, will win smaller pro shows, but will they ever be Mr. Olympia no matter what they do during the season? Even if they win 5 pro shows? No, they won't. Oh, they started with open. Okay. Interesting. Starting with open. Okay. Let me take a gander here. We have the first two big names we have in the first call out are, well, no, just one big name. It's William Bonac. There's this guy. There's the bald dude with the beard over to the left. And I know some people are talking about him, but I mean, for this lineup, that's not a big name. But Bonac looks pretty good. I think his waist is in check. And you know, Bonac is Bonac. At this point, he is extremely shredded always. There's just no changing that. Okay. Second preliminary call out. Martin, Ron Gordon, Crizzo, Derek, and then some tall dude. Derek looks on. Crizzo, I'd like to see him a bit darker. And I want to see Martin from the back. Martin's front's always shredded, but does he still have the thicker skin in the back? He always has the peeled glutes and hams or whatnot. And I want to see Crizzo's back as well, so they always bring them out, hit the symmetry poses, and then the front and rear double now. That's how they do it instead of... And the corner turns. Crizzo's posing still is a little whack. And the back, I mean, bro. Learn how to pose, man. He's shredded. Crizzo is shredded. But, yeah, there's only so much you can do when his back pose looks straight up retarded. But anyway, he's big. We haven't seen Nick yet. That's what I'm holding my breath for. I mean, like Martin and Derek, they're always pretty on. They look good. Martin and Derek are definitely going to be in this top call out, but I assume Nick is next. Okay, here he is, Nick Walker. And let's see it. Let's see the waist. Okay. Definitely better than the New York Pro on my first impression. The waistline is. We'll see if it's an overall better package, but the waistline, as I speak right now, is pretty good. For Nick, you know, he's not... I'll put some pictures up. I'm taking screenshots right now. But for Nick, that looks pretty okay. He is shredded. But the legs, they still... When I look at them, they just look stubby. I mean, Derek, I think, honestly, has the same problem. Okay. Let me put some screenshots up. I think that one was better. Yeah. Okay, first look at Nick Talker. No longer just talking, but coming out of the shadows and actually competing. And he looks good. I really just want that rear double. That's fine with me. The stream looks very good as well. If you guys are on the fence about buying it, I would go ahead and do it. I mean, I will provide screenshots. That I can do. That's about all I can do. I think it's a very good looking stream, and I think for this show it's justified in purchasing it. But anyway. Okay, now they're going to do individuals. And I think Martin was pretty close to the front, so I got to keep an eye out on that. But what do you guys think of Nick? What do you guys think of Nick? I'll enlarge it. Sorry, my bad. Well, there it is. This is the best quality we have right now. This is happening in real time. I feel like this is pretty much what I didn't place Nick fourth in my predictions because he was going to be bad. I just didn't think the judges are going to like him more over Martin, over Derek. That's why I had Nick third in my predictions. But if the judges just want straight up mass and condition, I mean, who better than Nick Walker? Derek is close, Martin is close, but they both have better shape. So do the judges pick them for the better combo? That was my thinking. That was my thinking going into this. That's why I had him third. But I know a lot of you are predicting him to win just based on the poll. Waist surprisingly tight. Yeah, for what it was at the New York Pro, and I mean, like, you can only get so much back when it grows. So anything is an improvement for Nick. And the judges do like improvements. They always reward improvements. Whether I don't really agree with that, but they always do take a look at that. Okay, and here's Bonac for his individual routine. I have Bonac over Krizo right now, to be honest. I mean, we haven't seen Krizo, we've only seen him hit the front and rear double. And one is great, and then one is shit. I mean, I'll get a screenshot of Krizo's rear double, but the surgery, honestly, like, he was really messed up at the 2024 M-Pro Classic where he did lose to Bonac. And really, the posing as far as the rear double is concerned hasn't changed. So, and this is his main weakness. I mean, really, and the judges are probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking to some extent. How many times do you need to be told what we want? And I know it's like, well, you're just judges. What about the physique I want to build? Well, you're at the contest, the IFBB Pittsburgh Pro, and the judges want to see certain things out of you. And Krizo, he's big, he's shredded from what I've seen, but that posing. And the thing is, with Bonac being so polished, he looks very shredded, actually. I think this is a very good version of Bonac. It's crazy how he's been able to do that every single show. Like, at the 2024 M-Pro Classic, I had Beirut over him. But then Bonac has been able to just slightly turn back the clock at like every show, I feel. And the Arnold was okay. Detroit was even better. I think by the looks of it, this Pittsburgh Pro has been his best package since his comeback. I'm not going to say to date because that's foolish. But since his comeback, I think this is the best looking Bonac I've seen. What do you mean Crizzo's posing? He hasn't even posed yet and he had a posing coach. Yes, he posed the rear double. He has posed a little bit because when they have the preliminary numerical order callouts, you get a front and rear double. Front double is always going to be crazy, but I'll put up a screenshot once we get Crizzo out here again of this rear double, if you want to call it that. How do we know you have Nick on the screen? How about you can watch the stream. No more screenshots. I'm waiting for these guys to come out. Right now, only Bonek has come out, and I don't really care a whole lot. But when Crizzo gets out, they're doing the individual presentation right now, so there's nothing to screenshot. Martin is going to beat Nick. Martin looked pretty good. He may be next, actually. So I need to get ready to take some screenshots, actually. Crizzo, Instagram, Mr. Olympia. I'm a big fan of his physique, but there are some things that I just really hate. Okay, Martin is out now. Martin looks... I'm also, whenever there's a stream, you kind of have to gauge the stream quality. Front lat spread looks improved for Martin. It can always be a good pose, but he's always had trouble opening up in that shot. So Martin is very full. I don't know if he's the most conditioned he's been. I'll wait till he's turned around. But he's very full. Very full is what I'm noticing. He's already qualified for the Olympia, by the way. So this is just for fun for him. He said he just wanted to do the first Pittsburgh Pro. Just for fun. He's already qualified from the 2024 Prague Pro. Rear lat spread is also a bit better. I like that he's not leaning so far back in his back poses. Freaky most muscular. It's my Crizzo's probably my favorite most muscular over Martin, but Martin's is very crazy. Very crazy. But I'll put these screenshots up, but I think Derek was after Martin. Or very close, so I gotta... Oh, Ron Gordon. I mean, respectfully. I'll take the time to put up screenshots. Ron doesn't even look particularly good at this event. But anyway. I mean, first impressions of Martin, full. Some poses are improved. I don't know. I want to see him beside Nick. I don't think he beats Derek. I don't think he beats Derek. But I don't know if he even wanted to beat Derek or thought he could. Maybe he did. But I don't know. Some people out there thought so. Mark's Max Muscle had Martin winning, which I don't think is the worst prediction in the world. I think there was a pretty good chance. I think there is still a pretty good chance. Someone can always fade. Really bad, actually. We've seen that before. Okay, let me go back to the stream real quick. Oh boy, Crizzo. Or you guys say Crizzo. Overall, very impressed with the comeback. Just being able to rebuild the amount of muscle from a surgery. And he looks like he really hasn't skipped a beat. This is an overall better package than the 2024 Impro, where he was definitely off, but I still wish some of the posing was a bit better. But I'll give him another chance on the rear double. Okay. Okay. I wish I hadn't. He's still kind of shaking, moving in and out of the rear double. Maybe he is still in some level of pain. I'm not really sure, or maybe he's just having trouble connecting with his back, and that's why he's kind of fiddling in and out of the pose. But I mean, side shots, great. He is shredded and full at the same time. This is a Crizzo thing that he can always do. He is always shredded, always full, no matter what. And I think Derek was after him, so I'll put some pics up of Crizzo, but let me get some screenshots of Derek, of course. Okay, yeah, it is Derek. I think Ash said this in the chat, but I would agree that his legs don't look as full as the Arnold. But I think the Arnold was like, it was like peak Derek, like by the true sense of the word. Like I don't know if he could ever pull that off again, or even if he could do it again, could he do any better? So I do really want to see them side by side, all the three first, so I can just tell the conditioning difference. By the looks of it, Nick Walker is in the best condition. Then Derek, although maybe it's the lighting, I wouldn't say his condition is as good at the Arnold as well. By what I'm looking at, though, I do really like this look. I like how he's hitting the side chest now instead of more opened up with his hands down. It's more high. I think it makes his chest look fuller. Yeah, with the back pose, with the rear double, I don't think this is as good as the Arnold. Confirmed. Nick might even win at this point. I don't know if Derek is that off, but it was said at the Arnold that, I mean, it was close to the Arnold against an off Samson, and Derek was at his very best. So, I mean, there is gap for other guys to get in there, but is Nick at his most shredded better than Samson? In certain ways, he is. Okay. Then I think I have time to put these other guys up. Because I think I have one more. Let me see who it is. Yeah, okay. And if anyone's keeping an eye on the Instagram to know when Gilco or somebody else drops high quality footage, let me know, because I will go to that straight away. Definitely holding out for that. Gilco is there. They put on the live stream. Shout out to them. Very good live stream. A lot better than pretty much all the others. I mean, they're a decent live stream is hard to find in bodybuilding, so this is pretty good. It's not quite the Detroit Pro level, but a lot of that is just background. One of the side chest here. Okay, first look at Derek. Man, Nick might be winning this. Yeah, I don't know. I am the most impressed by Nick so far. But I mean, maybe it's just because I haven't seen him in a while. I'm not too sure. Okay, I think I have time to put some other pictures on, because the next guy we're really waiting for is Nick, and I think there were like one to three guys ahead of him. This one was panned back. It's before they went to the other angle. Lighting isn't too dark. I'm sure the stream is making it look a little bit darker, actually. ...2023 Arnold opinions? Samson should have been like... Nick should have won. I don't really want to get into the nitty and gritty of it. I will eventually review that once it's like an older show. But I am of the firm belief Nick Walker should have won. I wouldn't really go as far as to say Rami should have won, although I think he should have been placed a little higher. Yeah, because he really wasn't given any attention at all. Think maybe after this guy is Nick. Not too sure. I definitely don't want to miss Nick. Rami should have beat Samson. I understand that. Rami should get banned. Oh, this is Leandro from the Arnold Brazil, who placed second to Good Vito. And of course, Good Vito will not be at the show today. Got a little bit of a boo-boo. And by that, I mean, he says it's a lat tear, but it's kind of like on the front. It doesn't look like too much of his lat, but it wasn't major, it looks like. It looks like he'll still be able to compete at the Olympia in a few months. So it's not like a career-ending injury or something where he's out for the rest of the season. But he's out for this show. Couldn't pose, and he says it was like throwing off his proportions, maybe with some inflammation. Okay, is this Nick? It is. It's time. Nick coming back and winning this show after like all the shit me and others gave him would be crazy. I'd love to see it happen. Okay. Okay. I think the waist is brought in. I'd honestly like to see the legs fuller, though. I think he's really trying to come in ultra shredded. He looks the most shredded out of anyone. Out of the guys we're talking about, right? You know, Martin and Derek. But if his legs were just a little bit fuller, I think this may be his show to win, to be honest. I think the waist is in an okay place. For me, I know the modern judges just beat anyone off that has shape. This is why Samson is winning. This is why Derek is winning. Even though these guys are not the most complete guys. Rear lat spread on Nick looks really good. Okay, abs and thighs. Abs and thighs. Okay, he's not crunching down all the way. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to, make his waist look any bigger than it is. No, Nick looks gnarly. He looks a little bit gross in a good way. I don't mean the waist is big, but I mean the condition is nasty. The condition is nasty. I can't imagine what it's going to look like when the Gilco footage comes out. I mean, this is on the stream. But we have like one more guy, and then I'll be able to pop out full call-out pictures. But here he is. Here he is. I'll put up the most important poses, which are probably the most muscular abs and thighs and front double. You guys can let me know what you think about Nick. And I know Nick is so polarizing. It's hard to predict because we may in chat all have Nick winning. But he's so polarizing that you either love him or you hate him. So are there enough judges on there that hate thick waistlines and prefer the shape? I hate to say it, but for Nick, a lot of his wins, maybe from here on out, may require some just luck with the judges he gets. Even though it's just what bodybuilding is to you. Do you want the Nick Walker freak factor with the crazy shreds and muscle mass? I don't mind it. When the waist is okay and in check, I don't really mind it at all. Okay, I didn't get the front double. Got a front relax though. That's good enough. Yeah, I don't know. The more I look at Nick, the more I think he is. Right now, I'd still put Derek ahead because I haven't seen enough. But then I'd put Nick over Martin, then Bonac over Crizzo. Martin in third. Okay, there he is. What are you guys thinking? Okay, we'll see who they call out first. So this is your first call out. They are lining the guys up. First call out. I predict a 4-man call out. Derek, Martin, Bonac, Nick. I think that's what they're going to do. But if they want to have like a larger call out, they'll add Crizzo in there. Maybe one of these other taller guys. So your first call out is Bonac, Martin, Crizzo, Nick. Okay, it's 6. Leandro, second to Good Vito, Martin, Bonac, Crizzo, Derek, Nick. So 6 guys in your first call out. They're moving Nick into the middle. Bonac's going to get moved out for sure. Maybe I spoke. He's got to get. Swapped for Derek at least, no? No, okay. So so Bonac and Nick are in the middle. What are we even... What is this Twilight Zone? Oh, okay, now they're shrinking it. So now... Okay, on the stream we can only see the middle four. It's fine with me. Told you guys, Bonac looks pretty good. Bonac looks... He's very impressive. Hopefully they zoom in for the side chest. Everyone has a good side chest in this lineup. And this... I knew it was going to be one of the closer poses. Yeah, Nick is in the middle over Derek. I'm taking screenshots. Don't worry. But Nick is closer to the middle than Derek is. So, I mean... And they've yet to move Bonac out of the middle with Nick. So I don't know what that tells you. Maybe we'll get a better picture when they do the final call out. I highly doubt Bonac is pushing for second, but like I said, he's looked his best since his comeback began last year. I have Nick Walker over Derek in the abs and thighs. I mean, but I think that's a given. I mean, Derek just doesn't have abs. Nick is feeling confident for sure. Derek getting a little worried? Don't think I grabbed the best shot of the most muscular. Okay, so are they going to keep these out there? Or are they going to put them back on the line? Oh, okay. Now they're switching Bonac and Derek. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, that's your top four, for sure. And I don't see Chriso getting better at finals. I don't. I'm sorry. And this is an interesting note. Derek has never done a one-day show. Well, recently, since he's joined Open. I'm sure he's done one on the 212. But he's never done a one-day show. So I'm interested to see how that affects him. If at all. Maybe it actually benefits him. Bonac is the people's champ? True. I've always liked Bonac. I mean, these versions are okay. Credit to where it's due. But that 2017 version of Bonac, probably in my top 5 favorite physiques. Yeah, I think Nick is winning. I think Nick is winning at the moment. I think Martin may be slightly disappointed. I think he needs to work on his posing a little bit too. But I mean, these guys that did their homework, like Nick and Bonac, that just hold these poses for 10 plus seconds, or can hold these poses for 10 seconds. I think it's going to pay dividends today, because they may run these guys through a lot of rounds. And I expect Martin to get gassed first out of the top 4. Okay. Now they're putting these guys back on the line. I assume we'll see the top 4 back again. Let me put some screenshots up. And then second call out will probably just be like Ron Gordon or something. No offense. I didn't pay attention to Nick's front lat spread. I wanted to I want to see how his weakest links compare to other people's. Because, you know, Derek has the weak link of no abs and thighs. His front lat spread isn't the best either. But I want to see how Nick can kind of counteract that. But here's the front double. I can still see why they would give it to Derek, though. And I don't think too many people would be upset. But I think Nick Walker did what he needed to do here for the sake of the fans. I mean, he was counted out by everyone, including me to some extent. But he won us back. He's going to win a lot of people back this weekend if he doesn't outright win the show. And I mean, if he doesn't win the show, he'll just go to New York next week. I'm interested to see if he goes, regardless if he wins, actually. Yeah, Nick's rear lat spread's still kind of funky. But I mean, there's not really a good front lat spread all there. Some are up there. Some are passable. But I mean, no one's really hitting it out of the park. So as long as Nick can keep these like problem areas or problem poses close, I think he has a good chance. Put these in order. And I think he has, for this, well, look. Nick's rear double used to be like really close to Derek's. And I think it is still, regardless. Even with his past version, his past New York Pro version, it is the only back that can stand up to Derek. I think today, Nick is winning the rear double biceps. Actually, he is. I mean, Derek is not fully locked in the pose there. Yeah, I get this. This isn't the best screenshot. But I mean, there's no way Derek is beating Nick. Yeah, I don't think I have another screenshot. I'll pull it. I'll get another one. I'll get another one when they come back out. Derek is losing the rear double, which is crazy, but not really. I mean, Nick's has always been good, but I mean, with the condition he's bringing today, I mean, this is a crazy pose. Like, I think it's fully okay to have the conversation of, does peak Nick beat peak Derek in the rear double biceps? I think it's legitimately okay to have that conversation, especially if this is considered peak Nick, because this back is insane. That's insane. Ian, thanks for the super chat. Damn, Nick looking good. I agree. Thanks for the £2 super chat, my Spanish friend. Let me check back to the stream. Okay. I think I have time to put up one more. I think my side tricep screenshot was okay. I was getting distracted. Instead of taking screenshots, I was getting a little distracted. It's not every day I see 4 hunks across my screen. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Anyway. Okay. Bonac really holds up here, though. I'm not paying too much attention to him. I don't think he's beating Martin. But I mean, getting added into the top call out. And then he's probably going to get called out again. I don't know. I think they'll actually keep it to a 3-way. Martin, Derek, Nick for the final call out. Maybe just Derek and Nick. I don't know. I don't see that. I think Martin is close enough, though, that he can be compared. Let me put that rear double. I mean, I just can't get over the rear. And look at the rear lat spread. Derek is fully in the pose there. And Nick, I mean, it's just thick. The hamstrings are thick. The condition is grainy. His skin looks like sandpaper and over an anatomy chart. It looks, like I said, disgusting in a good way. The only thing that's not 100% there is the shape. You know, he's always going to have the stubby legs. He's always going to have a wider waist. Do the muscularity and conditioning categories trump that? Someone like Superset Man, who loves bodybuilding, mass condition, would say yes, absolutely. Someone like, maybe your more casual fans say no. Derek wins. Look at that waist. Look at that V taper. Okay, so now they have the second to last call out, is what I'm assuming here. And Crizzo gets moved into a call out with Ron Gordon, Leandro, and Justin Musial, I think is his name. I think he's from Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, something like that. But yeah, Crizzo, I mean, I was hyping him up so much, and he's good. There are just some obvious things that need tweaked. Unfortunately. This guy next to Crizzo is about to be placed over him. Leandro, I mean, he has better posing, so... Wow. Oh yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the top call out. Maybe Crizzo and Leandro are fighting for first. I guess if this is like the second to last call out and Bonak's not in it, I guess Bonak will be added to the final call out. Unless they do Martin versus Bonak and then Derek versus Nick. I wouldn't be too happy with that though. I think Derek and Martin are more comparable than Bonak and Martin. But I'm interested to see if Martin starts to fade. Okay, here we go. Last call out. I'll get some screenshots, and it is the top four again. The four that you see on your screen now. It's just in slightly different order. We'll see who they move around. So they're putting Derek and Nick in the middle, Martin on the left, Bonak on the right. I wish Nick's chest was bigger. It would help even in a shot like the front double. I know that seems so arbitrary, but just that little bit of fullness would actually probably help. Oh, they asked for the side tricep first instead of the side chest after the front lat spread. Interesting. Okay, now they're asking for the side tricep. Or side chest. We'll go through these poses for sure. Oh, not to mention, this is only the first division. We haven't even gone through classic and men's physique. I don't know if I'll stay for men's physique. I will if it's second, but I do want to stick around for classic too. Oh, Derek is for sure losing the rear double. Dare I say it's... Oh, I don't know. I'm careful with my words. I'm being careful with my words, but Nick is... He is a very apparent winner. I'm not saying he wins it easy, and I'm not saying this is peak Derek either. But I mean, he is Nick is winning the rear double. I don't think there's going to be too much debate. I wish Nick would crunch down on his abs more. I don't like how his abs have changed. Nick is stepping the line. He's asking for applause. They're all stepping the line. Find them immediately. Okay, there's one. Martin just needs to hit the crab, bend over a bit more, and only hit the crab. I swear. I swear. His crab is so good. He should not waste time with a hand on hip or what does he do? Knuckles together. Interesting. Oh, Nick needs to keep that locked in. Okay. So now they're moving Bonac and Martin into the middle. So it's clear that Bonac and Martin are actually in contention with each other. At least in the judges' eyes. From what I see, I would put Martin ahead. But I mean, Bonac is just so polished. And I don't even necessarily mean like the condition. It's there. Yeah, Bonac is... He has the thinner skin. Martin has more muscle volume, more fullness, but the posing is what I mean in terms of the polish. Just the presentation. Bonac is clearly happy about... Yeah, but even in the side chest, I mean, prime Bonac would definitely put up a fight against Martin at the very least, I would say win. But he may just be too beat up. You know, like... He shows his age. Bonac shows his age in some areas. He's not as full as he used to be, and against Martin, who's in his like pre-prime, that's very full. It's hard to beat. Bonac could beat Martin, but I doubt it. I would agree. It could just be for posterity. Maybe Martin will get straight thirds. Who knows? Oh, Martin is starting to sweat. So actually, this is going to be Bonac's ticket. If Martin continues to do this, and this is kind of a close show, so if they keep going rounds, Martin could tap out. Yeah, he's got it. Oh, it's like Prague again. He comes in really full and then like deflates and it comes out and drips. Oh no. Nick needs to keep the stomach in though. Even when he's talking to the audience, you know, like asking for applause, he needs to keep the stomach locked in. He cannot afford it. If Nick wants to win, he's got to keep that puppy locked in. Oh, and Martin can no longer pull the vacuum. And he's not flexing his abs either. Ooh. He knows it too. He knows it. Look at his face. He knows it. Martin is dying. Yeah. Is Nick chewing gum on stage? Inappropriate, unprofessional, docked. A son is disappointed in his father. Yeah, exactly. It's like seeing your father cry. You're disappointed. He's not invincible after all. And then he touches you. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But if Martin wanted to, you know, take me backstage, let's be honest here. I don't know, I may go for Bonac. Someone that can go rounds, which obviously Martin can't. We're now on the third round of just the final call out, and Martin has proven his inability to keep and hold his peak. Bro, we can't see what you were speaking about. Change the slides. Yeah, I'm watching the show. Are they going to go another round? Or they have to hit the most muscular? I've taken screenshots of this call out. I'll pop it up after they conclude here. We'll see if this is the last round. What are you talking about, Blood? Martin is cooked? Yeah, Martin is cooked. And if he gets beat by Bonac here, that doesn't mean Bonac is automatically now a top 5 guy again. But it's just disappointing. Okay, that's it. So let me pop up the new slides. Martin brags about doing no cardio like it's a badge of honor, but has no endurance on stage. Yeah, I mean, that can certainly be an issue. You know, cardio has more benefits than just getting you shredded. And yeah, you can do posing practice too, but you should probably be doing some cardio too. This one was mainly just for Nick and Derek. Yeah, you should probably be doing some cardio too. I mean, if this is a continual problem, the way they're peaking needs to change. Some other things need to change. Crazy most muscular on Nick. I mean, he just makes Derek look like... I know Nick's chest's not the greatest, and I'm always kind of focusing on that, but Nick is just steamrolling Derek here. Derek looks like Play-Doh. I mean, come on. Martin's 4th place looks more and more like a one-off. Bro, if that's the case, I'm going to be so disappointed. That would be horrendous. That would... Okay. Do I have a better rear double? Am I retarded? I mean, what a show. I do kind of wish they maybe held open for last just so I could not have to turn around and watch Classic and Men's Physique too. Get my analysis on that. But there's just a lot to talk about. There's just a lot to talk about here. Bonac has the best hair, at least. Oh, by far. By far. By far. Derek is like an inflated balloon. The muscles look too bubbly and not enough detail. I mean, that's always been the case, though. You know, he won the Mr. Olympia like that. Even at the Arnold Classic, he was more shredded here, but the chest and shoulders area still, it always needs more detail for him. Nick is winning and it's not close. I think it is close, unfortunately, just by way of Derek having better shape. The judges, I mean, trust me when I say they want shape. I have Nick winning. I personally would be voting for Nick right now, but the judges may not see it that way, and I don't understand why they wouldn't, but I get they are who they are who they are, and who they are is they foam at the mouth when they see a small waist, and it's like they're blind to anything else a lot of the time. Which, I mean, that's okay to some extent. I want aesthetics, but not at the cost of when you're getting beat so badly in the mandatories and the muscularity. In the conditioning. Nick is just so shredded. I think because he's the most shredded guy, he could actually stand to come back a little bit fuller tonight. I think there's no reason not to. It'd help fill out the legs a little bit more. Don't fill up so much where you get bloated, but fill up just a little bit. Because, I mean, Derek looks like a water balloon in some poses. Very shredded from the back as always, but Nick, if he's a bit fuller, can really expose Derek in the upper body and from a lot of different areas. I mean, even Derek's main area, the rear double, who it's shredded. I mean, Nick up top is in deadly condition. Derek has these glute lines and all that. Yeah, that's great. But there's no way he's more overall shredded compared to Nick. What a twist. What a twist. Okay, so they're taking a slight break before they go to Classic. Okay. The heights are surprising to me. Nick is the tallest guy on stage. Yeah, I thought Martin would be a little bit taller. I did. But I mean, Derek, I'm not surprised at all when he looks like a dwarf next to even Bonac. Like, I think Derek is shorter than Bonac. I mean, at least it's close, which is crazy because Bonac is always like because he's been competing so long, the residential short guy. Where is Crizzo placing? He's screwed. He may get beat by. No, he won't get. Oh, who was beside him? Leandro, who was second to Good Vito at the Arnold Brazil. Crizzo was in the second to last call out, so the second call out. That's crazy. How tall is Kayeki? Not 6'2", I read 5'11". I'd believe 5'11" before I said 6'2", even though 6'2" is what I read. Mike, out of top 5, Crizzo. I think a lot of it is just posing, though. I mean, and that's disappointing. I mean, really. Why would you do that? Why would you go into a show with a handicap that you give yourself? Why would you do that? Why would you enter a foot race and then shoot yourself in the leg before you go on? That just doesn't even make any sense. Why would you do that? You know this is a problem. And Crizzo put update pics out before this. Crizzo put up, like, everyone was like, oh, we need to see the back. We need to see the back. And then he puts out the back. And then I knew immediately. And it's worse on stage than in the hotel room. But let's see what's out there on Instagram. Does anyone have any photos or videos? Man, oh man. I'll just zoom it in so we can see the front and rear double first. Did Crizzo get overlooked? No, I don't think so. I mean, he'll end up probably still in 5th, maybe 6th. I don't think that's too likely, but I mean, like, he shouldn't be even having that conversation. So, Nick's front lat still needs work, though. True. But I mean, are the judges looking at this like we are and saying, wow, Derek is not in the best condition. Nick is crazy shredded and wins the rear double? There are some silver linings in there for Nick that aren't just the waistline. Nick's 5'5". Does that mean Derek is 5'4"? No, I think Nick is like 5'7". Yeah, someone else said it. I think Nick is 5'7". That's what I heard as well. Derek says he's 5'5". There's no way. There is no way. And I see him next to other people, and I see him next to like women, and you know, average height for a woman is like what, 5'3", and he'll be like just barely taller than them. So I think he's like 5'4". Who is winning? Everyone in chat, everyone watching on the internet right now, check every comment section. I think they'll all say Nick, but because Nick is missing the one thing that the judges want so much, shape, I don't think he'll walk away with perfect scores. I don't even know if he'll walk away with the win. If I'm on that judging panel, I'm turning to my other judges and saying, oh, but look at the condition, look at the muscularity. Is the waist really that bad? And it's one thing. And no, the answer is it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. Derek is just crazy in terms of his shape. But can extra shape is only going to get you so far in my book. You can only be so shapely. And then Nick is maxed out on condition and muscularity. So really, I have Derek winning. I know you have Derek winning. Nick winning. We all have Nick winning, excuse me. We all have Nick winning. No, I think Derek wins more mandatories. We'll go through them. My man Bonak is 5'2". So I'm 6'5". That's cap and a half. I met C-Mom and he's legit under 6 foot. Tom, that's cap. You're capping. You're the mad capper for real. Oh, Atheist Nihilist, good to see you in chat today. 212 needs to go. All Hobbits are already competing and winning an open. No max for that division. I'd be fine. I think it'd be very interesting if they did a under 5'5", over 5'5" category, or under, whatever the height, whatever it may be. But I mean, really, is there even a point to that? Because shorter guys have the advantage of looking like William Bonak, which is a good thing. Maxed out, muscle everywhere, could fit another ounce of muscle on that frame. And he can go and duke it out with someone like Crizzo, that is 6 foot and 300 pounds, or probably 280 pounds on stage, and still beat him. So, do we even need a height and weight category, which is basically what 212 is? I don't think so, actually. I think I like the 212, but the more and more I look at it, the more I'm just like, what is the point? What is the point? Yeah, never liked 212. It only benefits Clarita only. Yeah, it's only going to benefit those guys that are extremely short. But that's the minority. So, bro, how is this guy a pro? What am I looking at here? What is this? I mean, with all due respect, whatever. Okay, here's some. I mean, you can't tell me that waistline is bad enough for Derek to take the win here. I refuse to believe that. Okay, but Classic is on stage now. We're going to have to move along, unfortunately. Please tell me that's not Kayaki in this first call out. If that's his back, my predictions are so fucked. Oh, it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, rip. I tried to predict the upset. Oh, man. Kayaki does kind of look a little thin. It's crazy, though. I think his quads are like his best body part, which is insane. Like, he's coming from men's physique, so everyone says, oh, they don't have legs. Arnold says, oh, they don't have legs. And then Kayaki's legs, or maybe he just trained them, because they were already good in men's physique. But maybe he's like, oh, I'm going to Classic. They need to be even better. Okay. Brady King is in the lineup. Some of you may know who that is. So that guy that does the Overcome podcast, Austrian Powers, is, I think that's his name, is in the lineup as well. He's an IFBB pro, I guess. Brady's very wide throughout the top. I hope I didn't miss Ruffin. I know I missed Kayaki, but I don't. Hopefully I didn't miss Ruffin. Most men's physique guys have great legs. Ash, you wish. You wish. Man, I miss Tominator. You and Tominator together would be a dream come true. I think I'm going to try to DM him and start a conversation. I don't know. Tominator is my biggest inspiration. Maybe you guys noticed that. I always liked his analytical approach. He wasn't, no offense to Mark's Max Muscle, I don't have any beef, but he wasn't like, it wasn't entertainment first, it was his analysis first, and I just really appreciated that. So maybe I'll try to DM him, get a conversation started. Maybe we can have a conversation on a podcast. Pick his brain about certain things. Big fan of Tominator. Big, massive fan. My number one inspiration. Oh, I forgot Josema's in the show. Josema and Ruffin are coming out. Okay, so they're in the same preliminary call out. Man, Josema is just so shredded. Okay. But it's just the shape. The shape. Terrence looks pretty big. I mean, he's 5. He's 5'5". But he's pretty large on that frame. I noticed the improvements. Oh, and then there's that guy that's like the youngest IFBB pro ever. What's his name? Antoine? He's from Germany? You guys may know who I'm talking about. I think that's him. Or maybe is it Luca Rager? No, I don't think he's competing here. I think it's Antoine. I get those two mixed up. Just tuned in. Has prejudging started yet? Open prejudging is already done. They actually did open prejudging first, unfortunately. How do Terrence's arms look? I'll pop up a screenshot. Just took it. Okay. Let me get you guys squared away here. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna cut this guy off at the end. No disrespect. So these are not the full call-outs. This is just a numerical order. I really like Terrence's look. And like I said earlier, if Kayeki can't beat Terrence and can't pull off the stunning upset, which he's not going to, Josema, even though he's bigger, he's more shredded, he's just missing that classic element. They'll go with Terrence every time. Maybe I can put the rear double up here as well. It probably will come down to a top 2 between them, actually. I'm looking through the lineup, and well, I was looking through some lineup, and I mean, I guess you can find guys that can stay next to Terrence and Ruffin, but I mean, they're just not going to have that appeal. Okay, so there you have it. That's the current state of the race. Far right guy looks incredible. That is Josema Beast, as he's known on Instagram. I just call him Josema. Yeah. LOL, that Kayeki has 0 back. The thing is, leading up to the show, even in men's physique, he had a better back and lats. I don't know what happened, but it's like he got nerve damage overnight and lost his lats. Terrence looks the same? I don't think so. I think he looks overall bigger. How impressive is that going to look on a 5'5" frame? Probably not that impressive, but no, I noticed legit improvements. Dylan Beast. I like this Jose. I legit have him over Ruffin in both shots. I think once we get a closer look, I think you'll see what the problem is. I don't know. And maybe I'm being overly harsh. Maybe I just need to change my way of thinking. But I mean, to be fair, we've known Ruffin as, like I said at the beginning of the stream, someone that wins Arnold Classics, someone that can place top 2 next to C-Bum. Should he ever have been doing that in the first place? Because now we're all going into the show thinking, oh, this is on lock for Terrence. But then if someone else shows up like Josema, beats him in everything but classic flow, and now we're like, oh, now we automatically have to give it to the guy that's 180 pounds and small AF. I don't even think Terrence's weight cap is 180, or maybe he just got increased to 180. I don't know. I really like Terrence. He's one of the few guys that I've actually watched their content. The posing mainly. I never really watched too much of Terrence's vlogs or things, but is he the right fit for the division? I don't really know. But if they're gearing up for someone like Terrence to take on Mike Sommerfeld, maybe even win the Olympia, or if they're looking at him as a guy that has potential to win the Olympia, do they give him the nod here? He's not qualified, by the way. He is not yet qualified, I do believe. SWL looks pretty legit too. Give him a few years. Yeah, he needs time. A lot more thickening up to do. The guy beside Anton needs to go to his physique. Since C-Bum retired, looks like height advantage in Classic has disappeared. Mike isn't short, but not that tall. Oh, it's the Black Pope. Thoughts on Anton? Well, I just said the same thing. He just needs more thickening up. He kind of reminds me of that one guy who placed 9th last Olympia. Matthias Minigate? Is that his name? Terrence is so complete, just small. Yeah, this guy's lower back is completely gone. Fuad still has Martin winning? You're kidding. Does Fuad really still have Martin winning? I can't listen to the stream because that would get me copyright strike. I couldn't even put the audio on in the background, unfortunately. Fuad has Martin winning is insane, Cope. It's just anyone that works for him is automatically winning every show they ever do. And I get it, to some degree. You know, you want to stand by your guys. But, I mean, you don't need to show company loyalty when it makes you look dumb. Like, saying, oh man, Martin faded. I don't think he's going to be the winner today, but I'd like him to be. And he's my vote. Okay. Then it's at least not, you're not trying to make an objective claim. Fuad still trying to say Martin is winning is insane. That is insane. Martin is hardly above Bonac. He's got to be rage bait. And Xavier has Kayeki in second, like live? Live. There's no way. Kayeki won't even be third. Just based on what I see. I'm not even watching it right now. I'm looking at these pictures. I'll pull it back up. But just based on what I'm watching right now, Kayeki won't even be third. I can pick out 3 guys that are ahead of him. Martin legit melting? Yeah, exactly. No matter what you thought at the start of prejudging, Martin is not even posing a threat to Derek and Nick. He may end up in third, but he's not posing a threat to the top 2. Twitch would let you watch the stream, probably. Is there an audience on Twitch? Fuad is Martin's sponsor, bro. Yeah, I know that. That's what I just said. I know that Martin is sponsored by Fuad, and Fuad always has whoever it is sponsored winning the show. That's like the ongoing joke. But okay, Fuad sponsored him. Does that automatically make him blind? Atheist Nihilist says, whatever the division, Mike Sommerfeld has an extraordinary physique. One of the absolute best in the world. I think he's what the IFBB wants to show as the world champion, as a Mr. Olympia. I think he's the best option. Well, look, no one is going to be C-Bum. As sad as that is, no one is going to replace C-Bum. It's like your first love. And C-Bum was all of our first lovers. He'll never be replaced. And now we're just going to have to get married and have children while we look our spouse in the eye every day and come to the realization that it's not Chris Bumstead. So we may be married to Mike Sommerfeld for the time being. It's our starter marriage. Maybe we're married for 5 years. But we're going to have to look Mike in the eye. Well, we're going to have to look down at Mike every day and just think he's not Chris. So expectations out of the way. Mike can still be good, and he will be good. He'll probably win this year. But we're not going to have that dominant champion. So I still kind of have Ramon Dino as my favorite to win. It's a dark horse pick. That's a little insider knowledge for y'all from the same guy that picked Kayeki to win the Pittsburgh Pro. So you know my claims are really good, really trustworthy, really trustworthy. Weird analogy. Yo, it's the dick to your crack. The dick to your crack. That's crazy. You know, you're actually a big hit on this channel. I don't know if you know this. Ramon going to Open. I've heard a little bit about that. I think he would be the only guy in Classic that should do that. Wesley gets talked about doing that. Urs is told to do that. That's dumb. Whoever's saying that is dumb. Low IQ. Ramon is the only one that has good enough potential to go to the Open and not make a fool of himself. Who is the second from the right? His legs are phenomenal. Let me look. Oh, I don't know, but I thought the same thing too. Ramon will win the forearm, Mr. Olympia. I'll tell you what, I want to be a judge. I want to be a judge on that panel. If you know what I'm saying. I can't do the sound like Mark's. I think Mike is an open guy masquerading as Classic. He's more open than everyone else. But he's more Classic than any guy in Open. So he would kill in the 212. Okay, well, Keon is there, so no one's winning against Keon. But Mike would do very well in the 212. Better than Breon is going to do. But I'm pretty surprised with Breon's updates. Very surprised with them. Excuse me, is this live stream going to have live footage? No. No, Johan, that is illegal. Forearms are very important, such an underrated muscle. Yeah. Well, Marks can't do sizing like you. Careful. I really wish... Yeah, now... I want to go back to talking about Open. Just because that was so crazy. Oh, here's Terrence. You can't, Ash, you can't tell me there's not some solid improvements there. He may look the same because he's put it on evenly everywhere, but he is improved. It's a bigger overall package. So that's good. Josema looks more sick, but Terrence will probably win. Yeah, that's pretty much everyone's opinion, I believe. OMG, Terrence is so good. Relax. Relax. No, he looks really good, though. Very balanced. Okay, that's more open. I'll just go to, like, Fernando Arroyo. Goated account, by the way. If you ever need it quick, you gotta look at Fernando Arroyo. Okay, that's probably it for... Do we have anything of Josema? If there's a picture of Terrence, there's surely a photo of Josema. Oh, here's Kayeke. We can talk about him. First look at Kayeke. And he just looks like the legs are overpowering his physique. The upper body just needs more meat. No back photo. It was pretty bad. Like his lats His lats used to be good. I don't know if I can find a photo real quick. His back used to be good, I swear. Okay, here's his back. And those of you that are watching the stream, the lats are just gone. And he's not even old. I can't imagine he's lifting the heaviest. I mean, he had a solid... This is why I put him ahead of Terrence, because I was like, oh, he's going to be overall bigger compared to Terrence, and he's going to have a good enough back. And then he shows up and leaves his lats at the airport, I guess. I mean, if you saw them... I'm not going to hunt down a photo because, quite frankly, I don't know if Kayeke will be top 5. Really. I mean, he may be on the 4th, 5th. I don't have him in 3rd. Certainly wouldn't put him in 1st. But anyway. A lot of classic competitors. You always gotta hold up for that, but we'll see. Big Rami lower back, yeah. Yeah, Kayeke looks good when 70% of his physique is covered. Who would have guessed? True. I already mentioned this a few hours ago when Kayeke's lats, when I saw this high-quality update. Yeah, you're right. Does men's physique also have weight caps? Yes, they do. They're all, at the pro level, they're all 10 pounds under the pro classic physique weight limits. So if, like, I think 5'7" in classic is like 192 or like 185. It'd be 10 pounds less than that. Terrence has better quads than Derek. I mean, proportional to his own physique, no doubt. But I mean, like on a real stage, because they're roughly the same height, that may just be true. Like not even proportional wise. Like Terrence just may actually have more quad circumference than Derek. You know, Terrence is so dark, I think it's hurting him on video. Yeah, I would agree. We should, in order to get better lighting at the IFBB, we should do a civil rights case. We should make it a race thing, and sue the IFBB and sue the IFBB for discrimination for dark lighting. I think this is a genius plan, one I've concocted myself over many hours of thought. You can tell it's very deep. So I think this is the best way to get brighter, better lights at IFBB Pro events. Standardized lighting, perhaps. Hard to believe Josema makes weight. True. He looks massive. I think he will have to go to open very soon. He'll have to go back to open very soon. But I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. He has all the time in the world. I think he just turned 23, or he's going to turn 23 this year. Insane. So is that pick you're showing right now the top 5? No, we haven't. We don't know who the top 5 is yet. That's just the call out in numerical order. And Terrence and Josema happen to be close, so I put it up. But here's just Terrence alone. I'm very impressed. So the question becomes, does anyone here today pose a threat to Mike Sommerfeld? And by anyone here today, I am talking about Josema and Ruffin. I think Josema may win today. I give it a 10% chance. I have Terrence winning pretty clearly. Even though Josema looks good. Does Ruffin pose a threat to Mike? Because to me, I feel like they're similar. Both shorter guys that are very complete. Ruffin is slightly more classic, has that posing, but Mike is pretty classic too, with very good posing himself. His routine at the Olympia was pretty good. Posing is underrated for him. Not a whole lot of people talk about that, but Mike is going to beat Terrence in overall thickness. He's going to have crazy conditioning too. He's going to beat him on poses more than likely. He's actually a little bit taller than Terrence by like 2 inches. So because the classic is close enough, I have Mike over Ruffin, over this version of Ruffin. And I don't know if Ruffin can get, there's a limit to how good he can get. There's a limit to how much 5'5" guys can gym max and still pull the huzz. And Terrence pulling the huzz in terms of pulling the judges to vote for him, not pulling a whole lot of huzz over Mike, probably. At least to me. When is the next open show? Next week. New York. Nick might jump into that regardless of what happens today. Martin has said he's not going to do it. Derek he has no reason to do it. Chriso said he's going to jump into it. He's going into his qualification. Regan has confirmed he's doing it. So the top two confirm. Oh, that amateur guy who's making his pro debut, Colossus Ken, is doing New York. Those are the 3 biggest confirmed names: Chriso, Regan, and Ken. You should do a comparison between Mike and Ruffin on the main channel now. Yes, I should. And I will. Mike Sommerfeld is just way too complete right now. Probably. I'll check Gilco's page. Nothing. How disappointing. They're doing the live stream. I guess that means no videos? Oh no. Martin has apologized. He's not feeling it. He said, okay, it's one thing to show up, and he did embarrass himself. Not even like he was like bad. He just faded a little. And it happens. And he said, I'm sorry. That's a little dramatic. That is dramatic. Colossus Ken is all shoulders looking balanced AF. Yeah, I don't. I don't like Colossus Ken a whole lot. A lot of people are hyping him up, so he's a big name, but I don't think he's going to do too much. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. Martin Fitzwater apologizes for his performance. You don't have to apologize, bro. No one cares that much. No one cares that much. I promise. Did Martin delete it? Maybe. He probably did post it and then delete it already. Let's take a look. There's him with Dave. 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago. Yeah, he deleted it already. Someone was probably like, hey, but get over it. Martin does this often. Remember when he got into it with Andrew and the drama he started? Yes. He called Andrew a bag of chocolate milk when Martin lost to Andrew. He plays like 4th at the Arnold UK they faced off at. Well, he lost to Andrew at the Texas Pro too, like a week or two before. And Martin was frustrated by the end of it, called him a bag of chocolate milk. Whether that's racist or not, maybe he just meant bag of milk. That's a common expression in bodybuilding. A lot of people get called bag of milk. But bag of chocolate milk, oof. Not that I care. You should tag Fuad on Martin's sorry post. Pull out of finals, Martin? No, he won't do that. If he already deleted the post, I don't think he'll do that. Oh yeah, he told Nick to pop a vein and die too. Yeah, he said Nick was going to throw a clot, like a blood clot, and die. And I mean, like, that is, even though Nick is young, in bodybuilding, the blood is thick. You can't have blood clots. It's a common thing for bodybuilders. So for him to say something like that, I think he was talking about Nick's veins as well. I think that's how I got brought up. Crazy. Crazy. I admire the crash out though. I'm a fan of crash outs. Still a fan of Martin. There's going to be more drama in this show than the whole 2022 season. Imagine Nick loses tonight. Oh, hold on. I think I have...
I am Kavilski.
Gotta change my music up. It's a Nissan ad. That was a close one. That was a close one. I could have gotten copyright struck. That would have been bad. Martin 100% said that a few years ago. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Bob Chick versus Nick. Who should say I'm sorry? Well, Bob should for real. Like, we all counted Nick. Most of us counted Nick out. But we were like, oh, he'll still play second. I had him in third. Bob said, he's going to place 8th at the Olympia. Well, he's going to beat Mr. Olympia tonight, it looks like. 2023 Olympia tonight, who beat 2024 Mr. Olympia at the Arnold Classic. So Nick, you know, by way of him just grinding it out, is putting himself back in the top 3 on paper. Oh, Kayeke is actually in the top call-out. His name got him there. His name got him there. Oh, the first call-out. This is insane. This is insane. Bro, he looks so out of place. He looks so... Josema does too, but in a good way. Sorry. Okay, but we've got through all the classic individual routines. That's what I was waiting on. Now we can, now I'll get some screenshots of the classic physique first call out. Brady looks pretty good. I didn't expect Brady to look so good. I think I was kind of shitting on him in my predictions. I can't remember though. I talk shit about a lot of people. Josema in the front relaxed, just with the vacuum. Crazy. And I mean, there's just no hope for someone like Terrence in the side chest. I mean, Josema's huge compared to Terrence. Oh, let me. Hold. Okay, I was hoping Kayeke would hold the back pose long enough so I can take a picture of him in conjunction with everyone else. I'll pull up a picture of Kayeke next to his other physiques where you actually could see the lats. Bro got accelerated nerve damage overnight. I'm interested to see what Terrence chooses as his favorite classic pose. Okay, kind of just a twist on the front double. And he's going to do another one. Oh, he does the side tricep. I think Terrence should do something completely unique in the favorite classic pose. Because he can do things that nobody else can do. So why not do them? You know? Kayeke should not be that close. Kayeke is not placing... Bruh. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Kayeke's tan looks bad. Yeah. Man, Ruff looks so much better than Josema. Tall don't mean nothing. I mean, it does when you have muscle on that frame. It does. Josema is definitely beating Ruffin on poses, but Ruffin wins because he's more classic. Yeah. I don't think Derek is going to lose, guys. Watch when we go through the mandatories. The issue is the shots Nick does win. It's absolutely destructive to Derek, yet Derek barely wins his few mandatories. Okay. If it's nerve damage, Kayeke is cooked. I'm saying that as a joke, but that's what it looks like. I mean, legitimately, his lats are just gone. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I have Brady in third over Kayeke. I have this entire lineup, besides maybe Anton, over Kayaki. Let's put it on the screen. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Kayake is on the far left here. And then we have, don't know who his name is, to the right of him, to our right. And then Josema, Ruffin in the middle. And then Anton, and then Brady King. I mean, I probably have Kayake. I'll put some other poses up there, and we'll see what the final call out is, but very disappointed. Very disappointed. I want to hype guys up, guys that I don't think are getting enough credit, and then as soon as I try to be nice, because everyone is always like, oh, you talk a lot of shit. You're always talking shit. You're so negative. And then when I talk positive about a guy, they just disappoint. Like every time. Without fail. So, I'm going to have to stop doing that. But this is his classic debut. I guess I just expected more. Could Josema be a good open with more flaring quads? Yeah, he already was an open, and he was a rising star, but, you know, that star didn't rise a whole lot because he immediately went to Classic after one season. Y'all just hate short people? It's a self-hatred. I'm a certified short king myself. Would not recommend. But anyway. Brady has one shows as a Classic guy. I didn't know that. I didn't know Brady had a Classic run. I thought he was open first. Yeah, that definitely would have changed my predictions. A lot. That definitely would have changed my prediction. If I would have known that, I would have went back and looked. Probably would have saw something that changed my mind. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, those are the worst. Why would someone take this photo and then upload it? Like, okay, whatever. Ooh. Oh, AJ. Good old AJ Kelly Robert. AJ coming in clutch as always. Could Marks Max be a good bikini competitor with more flaring quads? Marks Max Muscle with a boob job? Pristine. Okay, okay. Probably would have changed my predictions. Puts Kayeki at number 1. Because I didn't know. This is just my fault. I legitimately did not know Brady had a classic run pre-open. Because his open run was kind of shit. Let's call it like it is. But apparently he's been to the Olympian Classic, so one guy says in the chat. Sorry guys, but this Josema guy is effing good. Like really good. Because Terrence is incredible. But damn. What else do you have for us? AJ? Oh, just Josema. AJ describes it as the best conditioning of the millennium. Interesting. Spanish Dorian? I see the similarities. Brother, his name is Josema. Why is it so difficult typing the M and A? Oh. Well, his name is Jose, but that's his Instagram handle. Josema Beast. But you're talking to somebody else. Josema lacks quad sweep, but still. Yeah, it's crazy how Josema is the same age as me. It is crazy. He's 22, 23, something like that. Insane. He's probably the age of most people in chat. Or younger. The same age or younger than most people in chat. Josema might just be C-Bum 2.0. Do I have to bring out the analogy again? No one will ever be like C-Bum. Maybe. I mean, will there be another Ronnie Coleman? Maybe. I think C-Bum's dominance was roughly the same as Ronnie Coleman's. I know he won less, but won less titles. Won fewer titles. But Chris Bumstead is one of the most dominant champions ever. Up there with Lee Haney, Phil, Dorian, throw Flex Lewis in there. Across all divisions. I mean, Chris Bumstead, 1 in a million. The glazing, the glazing, man, the glazing. But I'm serious. I'm serious. Well, his name is Jose Manuel, to be fair. True. Just contact me when you need people's contest history. I'm basically a historian at this point. Still waiting on that physique rate, by the way. Yeah, and I forgot one time when Marks Max Muscle was on because you wanted Marks Max Muscle to rate your physique, and I didn't mind asking him. And I don't mind rating physiques, but I feel like you didn't want my rating as much as you wanted Marks Max Muscle's rating, which is okay. But I was waiting to get him on, then he blocks me. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, whoops. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm looking for a video of Terrence. If anyone knows of one, I'll check his tagged. Oh, actually, before I take a look at that, let's take a look at this. Yeah, Brady King beats Kayeki. This guy on the right, this guy on the left, does he beat Kayeki too? Yeah. I have the guy on the right over Kayeki too. Fuck it. I do too. Hey, what up with you and Marks Max? I thought you guys knew. If you guys watch this channel, you guys know I've been talking about it. This was a long time. This was months ago. We haven't talked since January. God rest his soul. Taking pictures of this top 2. Ash, thanks for letting me know it's a top 2 now. Need to get some photos in here. Someone said I think Terrence looks better one-on-one. I would agree. Terrence definitely works better in smaller callouts because he's a smaller guy. Ah, damn. Missed it just a little. Yeah, Terrence definitely looks a lot better. Even in that side chest, he looks better, which is crazy because Josema basically just has an open side chest, like on the smaller side. I get what you guys are saying about Josema. I don't think this can win. No disrespect. Okay, that's it for Classic. Let me get some pictures up here. This is what it's all about. Amazing 1v1. I love 1v1s where the guys are different. I want to be forced to choose apples and oranges. Like Mike Sommerfeld and Logan Franklin, or Chris Bumstead and Mike Sommerfeld. It seems like all these major shows so far are apples and oranges. I'm here for it. And I think there's room for both types of physiques in Classic for the most part. Josema, there's a spot for him, but I really am hung up on the fact that he's not like Classic. But I know some people are like, well, that's arbitrary. You can't judge on that. Watch me. But someone like Logan and Mike. Logan has as much of a right to the division as Mike does, or Breon and Logan, which is a comparison I have coming out pretty soon. Or even though Breon has moved on, I just think there's room for Arnold's, there's room for Robbie Robinson's, there's room for this and that. Oh, did I put that on the... Whoops. So they're going to probably take a brief intermission and then go to men's physique. But I think there's so much to talk about, I don't think I'm really going to pay attention to it. I didn't get Josema in the best one there. I don't think it really matters. He's winning that. His back is so thick, but it looks a little funky. Some people are okay with that. I don't know if I am. I don't think I am. The lats are just so crazy. Are you going to stream for the New York Pro? I plan on it. I certainly plan on it. I wonder if anyone has a video of that top two out yet. Pretty early, though. Oh, here we go. Here we have Terrence Ruffin. Oh, there is certain gripping. Crazy work. Terrence even has the Lee Haney haircut. Best condition I have ever seen. Fuad Abiad. The best? I mean, Josema gets pretty shredded. I mean, he has to. He has a weight cap. So he gets pretty shredded, but I don't know about the best. If his legs were just a little bit bigger, I think, and he could, the shape of his legs are just so bad. This is why he tilts and kind of hides them. It's not bad. It's just not bulbous like someone like Terrence, who has these big round quads. Josema's are kind of straight. But Josema presents himself very well. Wow, Ash is mistakenly deleting messages. Okay, bro. Okay. Terrence just screams classic. Yeah. He's pretty classic. I mean, who's the most classic? Honestly, probably Logan. I don't know though. Ruffin is pretty classic. Being the most classic doesn't win you the classic division, though. May not even win you the show you're competing in. Josema screams muscle condition separation. True. That he does. But it's not open. It's not open. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, so men's physique is yet to come out. I don't think I'm going to cover it. I got to be honest. I think I'd rather talk about open. Oh, I'll put up a poll real quick for you guys to vote in regards to classic, and then we'll move on. Yes, testicle biceps. Yeah, you're right. Josema doesn't have the most pleasing biceps at all. It looks too good. I want some of that fullness and roundness, but Terrence doesn't have that good of arms either. %10 of voters are retarded. Always. There's always 10% of people out there in the comments and the polls. They dumb. Straight up dumb. Josema and Ruffin. Should I add a Kayake option? Okay, vote in the poll. We'll talk about it a little bit. Ruffin, Josema. I don't know which way you guys are going to go. I'll vote in the poll. Actually, no, I can't. Sure, you guys like the stream as well. We're going to finish up on the classic discussion and then go to open discussion. A lot to talk about there. And we finally got some videos and pics rolling in, so yeah, we'll take a look at that. These pics are arguably even better. I think they're just from the stream. If this was an open contest, it'd be Josema all day long, but I think Terrence is probably going to edge him out slightly. Just ever so slightly. Won't be showing that one. That's a little bit of the stream. That's a little too close for comfort on my end. If it's a video of the TV and then it's the stream, I think that's okay. I don't think that's gonna get me caught. Gotta toe the line here. Gotta thread the needle, thread the line, whatever the saying is. I think I'm mixing them up, but I don't want to get copyright struck again for sure. Okay. Check back in on the insufficient bandwidth. Is that a me problem or a them problem? Well, he was men's physique anyways. I don't really care. Okay. Let me get a real poll. I don't really care. You guys don't vote anyway. Whatever. We'll put an other option up there on this poll for Fuad. And then we'll get into some open discussion. Oh boy. What a twist. What a twist. Out of the most exciting things that could happen, this was probably the most exciting thing. Okay, so Pittsburgh Pro prejudging recap, if you will. It has come down to Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford. The only thing that Derek has separating them on the surface, we'll get into the mandatories, is shape. The waistline. Nick is more shredded, Nick is more muscular, and again, we'll see about the poses. So, just to my eyes, based on what I see I'm doing my analysis right now, I have Nick winning. Derek in a close-ish second. And then Martin faded. So he'll probably still get third. But Bonac is right there with the exact opposite problem as Martin. It's actually not a problem. It's the opposite. It's an advantage. He has the polish. He is the most, besides Nick, he's the most polished guy in the lineup in terms of presentation and just looking like a professional. Martin is out there flailing through his poses, and then at the end he got gassed, breathing through his stomach, sweating, dripping. So Martin and Bonac fighting for third. Martin in the lead, I would say. I'm not going to give that one too much thought. I want to talk about Nick and Derek right now. So we'll take a look at Derek's video, individual. Derek from the Arnold, I'm noticing a fuller package. I don't know if that was intentional or not. He's still like shredded from some areas. The glutes are shredded, the hams are shredded, but those problem areas, the pecs, the shoulders, kind of the torso too, missing the hardness there. But like I said, he has the shape. I think the judges are, honestly, the judges are probably leaning towards Derek. I am not. I don't think you guys are. I really don't. Molnar is growing for open. Peter, I thought he was retired. Martin's wink before he pulls his thong up to do a mid front lat spread is so tough. Martin announced a new coach. That's bait. But I am interested to see if he leaves as coach, because this is 2 in a row now where he has come in and had the same issue. He comes in really full and then deflates and then gets gassed out. And then now he's complaining. I wouldn't say I'm sorry. Like, hey, I didn't do my best. I don't have to apologize to anyone for that. What the fuck? If he was his absolute best, I don't know if he could have beaten Nick or Derek. Derek, now that I think about it, this is kind of like Derek from the 2024 Olympia, which is a version I like, but I would have had Martin over that version. So maybe Martin at his very, very best could have maybe beaten this Derek, but this Nick, I don't know if anybody's beating this Nick. So there's that. But I think there's some photos of, or video, maybe AJ had it, of the top 4 call out. That's what I'm looking for now. Here's them together. Question: who is exactly coaching Andrew? Chris Aceto or Chris Psycho Lewis? Chris Psycho Lewis is training him. Chris Aceto is coaching him, giving him the diet, the protocol, things of that nature, peaking him. Lewis is more of a trainer in those final weeks. Well, yeah, someone says, but not anymore. I don't really know who it is. Boss of in-law after Martin leaves. Martin is actually what started this Boss of Outlaw trend, and now Boss of Outlaw coaches like half of the top IFBB pros. It's ridiculous. It just shows the way that these guys think, like, oh, he brought him into condition. That's what I need. That's what I'm missing. Not always. Well, Chris Lewis is a retard. Okay. Let's get into the mandatories. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream and subscribe. Join the discussion as well. I definitely want to know what you guys think on this one. Okay. Let me enlarge here. Not the best quality. There isn't anything official out yet that's of the best quality, so I think these screenshots from the stream are some of the best we can use to tell. Okay. Front double. unfortunately for Nick, this is a pose that is always going to be an uphill battle for him. I think in some instances with some of his packages he could have won, where the legs were a bit fuller and the waist was a bit smaller. Like if this was the 2023 Arnold Classic Nick, I think he'd pose a very good threat to Derek. But here, you gotta give it to brother Derek. Let me get a pin. I don't think we need to explain that one. I don't think we need to explain the front lat spread either. Nick may have legitimately better lats for this pose, but the gut. And it wasn't a gut that plagued every pose, quite the opposite, but in some shots like this one, the stubby legs get exposed, the stomach is always rounded because of his structure. He's just not going. Derek's pose isn't even that good. I don't like it, but he's winning. Okay, then we have the side chest. The only reason I am giving this to Derek is because of the full chest. Nick's pecs are probably his weakest body part. I think maybe even weaker than the quads, to be honest. They're just thin. They're a little bit thin. This is why I want him to come back fuller tonight. He's already in disgusting condition, so he can stand to be a bit fuller. Derek is not going to dry out that much. You do not have to worry about him condition-wise. I think Nick needs to come back fuller. Maybe it would help in the chest, maybe it'd help in the quads. Just don't get bloated. But for right now, because of the extra fullness in the chest, and he has a good side leg, Derek has a good side leg, Nick's probably better, at least at this show. I would give the side chest, narrowly to Derek. But what do you guys think on the side chest? I think this is the closest pose so far. The front two shots, not that close. Nick is closer in the front double, but the judges aren't giving the front double to Nick over Derek. Bro, WTF is Martin doing? Yes, he just gets the jitters. He gets the nerves. But anyways, let's move on. Thomas Jackson is in the comments saying Derek is winning. So let's move on. Oh, this isn't the best readable. I think I had another one. I think there's one on Instagram, actually. Okay, so there's this. I don't think it's the best. Derek does look more conditioned in these photos from the audience than he does on stream, probably. Maybe. Nick maybe looks worse, but he's still more conditioned than Derek. So there's this. Get an idea for that. And then take a look at Nick's back here. I don't think I have a better photo than this, unfortunately. Rough. Darn. Okay, here we go. Not the best quality. I would give the rear double to Nick over Derek. And I don't think I'd be alone in that. Martin fifth water. Oof. Is anyone giving the rear double to Derek? To me, this is a... Like I said, I don't want to use the word he's running... the term he's running away with it, because he's not. But when I look at this, I'm picking him like 7 times out of 10 compared to Derek. And Derek is great. Derek is phenomenal. And this really puts into perspective how good Nick's back is when he's on. Crazy. Barnes' abs look pretty bad from the back, and then the posing sucks too. Nick is just dwarfing everyone. That too. I mean, I know when I size comparisons of Derek and Nick, I always try to make Derek maybe a little bit taller, but I mean, and I still make him short. And I know a lot of people in the comments are like, Derek is not that short. I mean, I think I give him a lot more credit than he deserves. in my comparisons. But anyways, this is a pose that goes to Nick. Rear lat spread is a more competitive one, but is it though? Actually, no. I'd still give it to Nick. So Nick is taking both back shots. The back poses. Dylan, you son of a bitch. Desktop bodybuilding. What a treat to have you in chat. I can't believe you predicted Kayeki to be first. What an idiot. I don't think... I mean, Nick is just a better version of Derek. He has the same thickness in the back, more width, and his hamstrings. The only thing that Derek isn't winning, and I think Ash maybe said this, isn't winning in the back poses. The only thing that Derek is winning in the back poses, are the glutes. He's just genetically blessed with like picture perfect striations, and for some reason, the glutes are always the most shredded on his body. Okay. Did I get a side tricep? I think that may be one pose I missed. No, I did get it. Not the best for Derek, though. I kind of like how Derek's hitting it now. The stomach is at least flat. I'm probably going to end up giving the side tricep to Nick, though. I'm a sucker for Nick's side tri. Yeah, it's just the midsection. And the tricep, I guess. Derek's very full, and he's keeping that midsection glued to the spine. But I have Nick. Better horseshoe, better defined abs, and I don't think this is the best time pick for him. So it's 3-3. Comes down to the last two poses. But the abs and thighs. What do you guys think on this one? I'm torn. I don't like how Nick has slight protrusion in his middle stomach. It's just pushing out just a little bit. And I think he should crunch down on his abs more. I get why he's not doing that. He's probably worried that it's going to make his waist look even bigger. But, look at his quads compared to Derek. When Nick's waistline looks small, which it does here comparatively. I say that comparatively. It's not Derek's. But when it looks smaller, the legs look less out of place, and they're shredded. I'd have him winning the quads over Derek here. And then in terms of the abs, I said I don't like Nick's midsection a whole lot, but this was the better variation that Derek did. The twisting oblique side. Maybe Derek can pull it off here, the win over Nick. But when he does the head-on abs and thighs crunched, there's no way. There's no way. There's no abs in that pose. So who's winning the abs and thighs? Derek can't even hit a conventional abs and thighs. Nick wins the abs and thighs. Derek has no ab separation. Do you think Martin will crash out after the show? He's already crashing out on Instagram now. He had to delete a story. Okay. And that leaves us with the final pose. The most muscular. And I mean, there's no way Nick doesn't win that. The legs on Derek always look better than the most muscular. That's crazy. But Nick's are great here. The waist is kind of out of the equation. He has better abs, better arms and delts, and yeah, his chest is flatter. And Derek is full, very full, but where's the separation? Where's the hardness? Where's the dryness? Nick has enough size to overwhelm Derek's just blasting full physique, but he seals the deal with the edge in overall condition and dryness, hardness, graininess, all the above, all those things that we talk about. So I have it. What's up, Dylan? Good to see you, Gob. I have it 5-3 for Nick. Nick wins the two back poses, side tricep, abs and thighs, and most muscular. Derek wins front double, front lat spread, side chest. I wouldn't really change poses. In this comparison, there aren't really any I can go back and forth on. Whoever wins their poses wins their poses. Maybe the side chest is a bit closer. Front double, I wouldn't say so, but I guess some people will like Nick. I don't know. I think his shape is just a little too out of whack to win the front double. But overall, I have him winning more mandatories. He's winning the muscularity category. He's winning the conditioning category. And the only thing he loses is the shape category. So, I'm telling you Derek is too oiled up. This is why he's comedically smooth. Maybe. Bro, reevaluate the Derek side try defense by Thomas, Ash says. Thomas, what did you say about the side try? Body parts, but not individual body parts, but not as package. You just saw Nick lose a shot demonstrating all those parts, while Nick still lost to pretend it's an untenable pose. I think Derek is pretty solid on the side tricep. I think it does. I don't know what Thomas is articulating there, but I think Derek's pose overall kind of works more as a pose, but I think Nick's works pretty well as a pose as well. Plus, more shredded midsection. Look at the tricep there. I know Derek's not fully locked in the pose, but look at the meat on the tricep. Crazy side leg. That's Derek's his one selling point in this pose. And neither of them are fully locked into the pose. Derek doesn't get the full extent of his tricep. Nick doesn't get the full extent of his midsection. I have Nick winning the side tricep. Don't know what the... Okay. Nick's depth to his abs really redeems the wide midsection. Yeah, it's a saving grace for real. I feel like we can do something... Where's my blank scorecard? Let's do this. Let's do this. Pittsburgh Pro top 2. We'll do top 2. Okay. We'll just go through it real quick. We'll put Derek on here. Nick here. Derek here. Nick here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do the overall physique categories first. I'd probably give Nick a 1. In muscularity, a win. I'd give him a 2 or a 3 in conditioning. Shape. Let's be nice to Derek. Let's overcompensate. I'll give him shape, but for flaws, I think I'm going to leave this blank for now. I'm just doing this off the cuff. That actually makes them tie. Derek wins the front lat spread over Nick probably by 2 just because Nick's... I mean, it just sucks. I mean, really. The gut just ruins it. Side chest was probably a 1. Rear double on Nick, probably a 1. 1, 1, probably a 1. I'd give that to a 2. That's 6. Probably give this to him at a 2. Puts him at 5. So it's a close comparison. Separated by a point. Kind of hung up on the front double, though. Nick chewing gum was distracting. Yeah, I would give Derek... By 2, though? By 2? Ash and Thomas, chill. 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 Okay. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I could push conditioning to a 3, quite frankly. Yeah. So that would make Nick the winner by like 52? What is that, 52? Look at the Nick quality of muscle. Yeah, that's why that's the only reason I'm contemplating making it a 1-point win, because of the arms and honestly the lats, but just the hardness through the upper body. But Nick's abs just look a little funky to me. What do you guys think? On the front double, 1 or 2 points? I would say Derek wins by 1 on the front double. Nick is just bigger overall and more detailed. 1 or 2 on the front double. That's a vote for 1. That's the only thing I'd probably change. Front lat spread, I just have to make it 2. One of 3. 1. Okay. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. So, if we put this in if you just do a semester calculator, you can kind of do this off the cuff. 67. Mandatories are worth 2/3 of the, are worth 2/3 of the grade. Overall physique categories are worth 1/3. So Nick Walker scores 56.7. Derek's score is, what is that? 43.3. So there's about a difference of 14 points. It's close. Yeah, I have Nick winning though. And this is with giving Derek 3 points in the shape category, which I don't know if we should do or not. But okay. So yeah, that is my analysis. That's the state of the race. That is the state of the race. I'm not going to cover men's physique. I just don't care. Okay. Still nothing from Gilco? They're there doing the stream, but no videos, no high quality videos. Interesting.
51 Mengi out of China.
Yeah, he has a beautiful shape.
Yeah, great shape.
Real small waist,
flat,
big
small waist.
chest, which you usually don't see. And I think I remember from him before when he turned around, he had a great back.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Thick through the middle. The right lat's having a little trouble opening up. I agree with you from the front, though. It's wild.
Yeah. Chest is hanging.
Yeah. Tiny waist.
Jeremy Potvin-esque from the front there.
You can hear the stream? Oh, crap. I turned it back on. Whoops. You can't pause or play it either. That's so weird. You can't scroll the stream. You can only like mute it. Thank you for notifying me though. That would have been bad. Any classic analysis? Yeah, we did it. My analysis in a nutshell, the skinny of it, Ruffin wins on his classic look. Josema probably beats him in like all the poses. But it's just, Ruffin is just classic AF, as they would say. let's be honest, Derek will probably win because that's what the judges want from open nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, honestly. Let it be known. Let it be known. My winner coming out of prejudging, all of our winners coming out from prejudging, the majority of our winners coming out of prejudging, they're all Nick votes. But does Derek, it's just the shape. Do they want the shape? And are they going to do anything to get it? Like having Nick Walker, the rightful winner of the Pittsburgh Pro, play second? Maybe. Final look at the poll. About 100 of you voted. 78% for Nick. So the public is on Nick's side. Maybe that's just because they like the story. But, yeah. The consensus, and for most of the comments I see, seems to be from Nick. But again, is that because, oh, he pulled off the amazing comeback? Maybe. Not gonna lie, non-biased at all, I have Nick 7-1. Argue me. Did he? You should go watch older videos where this guy had Kayeke winning. They can't screw Nick like the 2022 Olympia. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, they will. They will. With that in mind, they will do that. They will do that. Okay, but that's going to do it for this stream, I think. Yeah, we'll end it there. We're going to talk in circles if not. But yeah, wow. Lot happened, lot to talk about. I will be back tonight with my final stream, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, I'll have the stream, and I'm going to post it right after. So go on to that stream, hit notifications so you know when I'm going live. You can get notified of when you subscribe and then hit the notifications. It'll tell you when I'm going live. And if you don't want to do all that, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you guys hit the like button on this stream on your way out the door. Subscribe for more. And thank you all if you have joined the stream. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the chat today. And yeah, that's it. See you tonight.